Hold up. Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step. I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gato.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
Tom Aspinall of the UFC is signing with Eddie Hearn at Matchroom. Let's talk about it.
Petty gang! Listen, we talked about Conor Benn signing with Zuffa Boxing and that whole little spectacle about loyalty and blah, 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 blah. So we gotta talk about the petty move that Eddie Hearn just did with Tom Aspinall. So Tom Aspinall signed a promotional contract, essentially, to basically handle management through Eddie Hearn and basically the way that they promote his fights and so on and so forth. With Tom Aspinall basically essentially saying, Dana White, you took one of mine, I'm taking one of yours. Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't officially take him from the UFC. He just kind of handling the promotional side. But it's basically a shot across the bow, basically, to Dana White saying, what you can do, I can do too, you little punk. And listen, I'm sure Uncle Fester's mad at this. I'm sure Uncle Fester, in fact, on a couple of the shows where he did interviews, you could tell Uncle Fester was mad. You could tell that the man himself was kind of angry and bitter because essentially, Eddie Hearn burned him just like he got burned. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no love lost between Tom Aspinall and Dana White. And there was a lot of love lost between Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn. So it's not quite the same thing, but I love to see the pettiness. Because listen, at the end of the day, what matters is the reality of circumstances. These fighters are going to get better deals, better promotion, better this, better that by the competition. So at the end of the day, the fighters are winning, and I love to see it. Not just that, but Tom Aspinall and family, his paps, have alluded to once Tom Aspinall leaves the MMA game, maybe we go try our hand at boxing. So this is a great way for Tom Aspinall to, at the very least, get his feet wet in the boxing promotional game, because now he's got a veteran like Eddie Hearn by his side doing the promotional work. Why not at that point, when you decide or when you're done with your UFC contractual obligations, why not at that point go ahead and you say, hey, you know what, Eddie Hearn, let's sign a boxing contract, my man. Now listen, like most MMA to boxing fighters, I don't think Tom Aspinall is going to do phenomenally, but that's besides the point. I love the pettiness. Love to see Eddie Hearn just get just as dirty as Dana White was being. I love that it bothered Dana White. You can tell he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't. But I watched more than a few interviews with him talking about it. It clearly bothered him. Making comments like, Tom Aspinall's still my heavyweight. Okay, big dog. Okay, act like it didn't bother you. So I love it. Good on you, Eddie Hearn, for doing this. Good on Tom Aspinall for sticking it to Dana, because Dana has been disrespecting Tom Aspinall as well. What do you think about that, my man?
Yes, I do absolutely think that Eddie Hearn absolutely did deserve this as a little bit of a payback against Dana White. But at the very least, I want to give some flowers to Tom Aspinall, because again, he needs a little get back. Not just against Cyril Gane for the vicious eye jabs that he's been delivering him and basically canceling that entire title fight, but let's be honest, Dana White did absolutely disrespect Tom Aspinall. And I know Dana White is absolutely going to say, well, I mean, I didn't disrespect Tom Aspinall. In fact, he even said he was on Piers Morgan recently, and he actually said, quote, Tom Aspinall and his dad came out recently saying that I shit on him, and it's absolutely positively not the case. They think that I knocked him in some way, which I absolutely positively didn't and wouldn't. I like him very much, and I never had a problem with Tom Aspinall, which I call bullshit. Go back to the press conference after the fight against Cyril Gane, and he very much alluded to the fact that Tom Aspinall quit on his shield. What do you mean quit on his shield? You're basically telling me I could have my eye poked, a foul done against me, and if I quit the match because of a foul that happened that I had absolutely nothing to do with and can't continue on, it's my fault? That's what you're implying. You're basically saying it's Tom Aspinall's fault for not continuing the fight, even though it was Cyril Gane that did a whole foul on Tom Aspinall, leading to that fight being called off as a no contest. I would take that as absolutely disrespect. For you to call a fighter a quitter or saying he is a coward or a duck, that is absolutely disrespectful. And not even just that, it damages their marquee value. Whether you think so or not, it does damage their marquee value. So the fact of the matter is, a promoter at UFC, in fact, the promoter, the head promoter, saying that you quit on your stool. Yes, if I was Tom Aspinall, I would absolutely take that as disrespect. And look, Eddie Hearn is going to be hearing out Tom Aspinall and saying, look, dog, I hear you, I understand you. And the very fact that a big promoter such as Eddie Hearn is basically looking at Tom Aspinall and saying, look, dog, I get it. I'm just as pissed as you are. Tom Aspinall would absolutely want to hear out a promoter that hears out one of their fighters. And of course, yeah, that sort of disrespect that Dana White, a promoter, hands to their fighters and not even giving them one of their biggest fights. John Jones, whether or not John Jones wanted to come through in that fight or not, the fact of the matter is Dana White still had a responsibility for that fight to come through, and it never did. And that is going to be another disrespect that Dana White has always done Tom Aspinall. The very thing that Dana White can't say that Dana White cannot absolutely say that he didn't see this coming, because he already did two disrespect. One, not making the fight against John Jones happen, because we all know how much John Jones does the glazing by Dana White. And two, the fact that he said Tom Aspinall quit on his stool, which he didn't. He got fouled and he had to go out of his shield, and the fact of the matter is Dana White absolutely disrespected him that way. So props to Tom Aspinall for hearing Eddie Hearn out and absolutely signing with Matchroom. What's going to come of it? Don't know. But the fact of the matter is both of them accomplished something that they both want to do, and that's to piss off Dana White. But that's my feelings on that. What do you think about all that?
Listen, man, if you're going to disrespect your heavyweight champion like that, you deserve this. You deserve this. Listen, Sour Grapes, Dana White has gotten the luxury for a very long time of having these exclusive contracts with these fighters, and he's just not going to have that anymore. So listen, all's fair in love and war, big dog. Keep that in mind next time you try to pull some bitch shit like you did with the Conor Benn thing. Listen, it is what it is. I'm happy to see Eddie get a little bit of a get back. I'll be honest with you guys. I like Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn seems like an all right dude to me, stand-up guy. Stood by Conor Benn for a long time, even when Conor Benn was getting shit on by literally everybody. And the such, so on and so forth. So I'm glad Eddie Hearn got a little bit of get back against Dana White. And I'm sure this isn't the end, man. This isn't the end. So love to see it. Petty gang all the way. Let's get it, y'all. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you in the next one.